Hi there, my name is Adrian Jennings, work for NaceCare Solutions. I'm going to just run through a presentation on our duplex machine, DP420. This is a machine that is designed to clean textured floors. By textured floors, means hard floors, grouted floors, carpet floors, mats, etc. Any floor surface that is difficult to clean, this is a machine that is set up to do that type of cleaning. Basically how it works, it has a couple of tanks on over the brushes. And the cleaning concept of this is a damp clean, not a flood clean. By damp clean, I mean we're just putting drops of water down, and then it will soften the dirt up, drag the dirt up off the ground, and dump it into a recovery tank on top. There's a brush on either side, and they turn the opposite direction to each other. So when it's scrubbing over a floor surface, it actually digs out from both angles, which recovers most of the dirt or all the dirt off the surface. There are a set of belts on both sides. They travel upwards and they drag the dirt off the floor and drop it into the recovery tank on top. There's a little scraper panel on each side of this recovery tray, and if something does happen to that, you can replace those. There's a series of screws along the side, and you can actually change that scraper. So when it's in action, this scrapes the dirt off that belt that's recovered off the floor. To operate the machine, you drop the handle down both sides, one side or the other, and the reason for that is there is a side to do the edging work with this unit. In conjunction with turning the machine on, there's a series of switches down at the bottom of the machine. The one on this side, when it's all the way down, it's in the storage and transport mode. The further up I put this switch, the more down pressure you put. I seldom have it, if ever, past the second setting up. If you're using it in the top setting, it's likely too much pressure and will probably start to blow fuses. So technically, you should put it at the most 2 stops up. Whenever you move one of these switches, you should have the handle in the upright spot. On this side of the machine, there's a switch that says mop up. When you have it facing down towards the floor, it's turning the belts on and recovers the moisture off the floor and dumps it into the recovery tank. If you want to do a double scrub, which means leaving chemical on the floor and just scrubbing action, if you put that mop-up switch to the upper point, that will turn the belt off and will just scrub the floor without picking up off the floor. Part of the use of this unit, and it's gets down and dirty when you're scrubbing, one of the maintenance things you have to do after every use, there are 2 screws in the side panel here, and it comes with an Allen key, and you need to take out these screws and with a damp cloth wipe out around this cog here where the brush comes in contact, and you notice when you use it there'll be a sort of buildup of dirt around that area. Take the brushes out, wipe where the brushes come in contact here, and wipe down at the cogs at this end where you'll find that the dirt build up. It is a good idea when you put these brushes back on to turn them over or change sides because you don't want the brush taking on a set. If it turns the same way all the time, then it will take on a set. You also want to take a damp cloth and wipe off the bottom of the drive motor down here. And it's very important to keep that clean because that outer shell is part of the cooling process, and if you don't wipe that down, then the motor is not able to cool properly. Once you have it cleaned up, and it's about a 5-minute job, just let this drop down in place. Don't ever force it back. Put these screws back into place. Just snug, because you're going to be taking them off on a fairly constant basis. If they're tight, then it will be difficult to get off. When you use the machine, this lever pushes a little button out that pushes a button on the tanks, and you'll notice that water drips out of these tanks. As a rule of thumb, on most hard surfaces, you hold this up for 1 step in 4. So it's not as if you hold it up and keep the water flowing out of there. You'll notice the more water you use, the longer it takes to pick up. So you just want to keep the brushes moist. When you're starting off on a carpeted surface, you want to give this a few shots first to get the brushes moist so it doesn't drag and again cause mTOR problems starting up on a carpet surface. That's it. Okay, now that we've cleaned the area, you'll notice that the drying time is really substantially reduced. Typical drying time with a duplex machine is 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't need the assistance of a carpet drying fan to help with that drying time.